Hello everyone, and we are back. So, after a moment of sort of standing there, you see this wood elf. He comes out, he walks out onto the bridge, he pulls up a ginormous pair of leather boots that go like all the way up his thighs, and he sort of drops down into the mud and starts, like, muddy water, and starts wading towards you. And every now and again you notice that he stops, bends down into, like, puts his hand into the muck, seems to do something, and then, like, comes back up again. Do you want to all give me perception checks?
He just trapped the place. Oh.
Nice. Epic
That's
fail.
Okay.
Nice, Arya.
Yeah, messing with me.
Still
look,
distracted by the catching of the arrow.
yeah. Lithari and Kelariis, you notice that every time he stops, you didn't notice this before, but there's a little reed sticking out of the ground next to, like, wherever he stops. And every single reed that he stops by has got like a you thought at first it was like a leaf or a bit of stem or lily pad or something, but you notice now that it's a little bit of green cloth. And he seems to, he's definitely bending down and sort of like fiddling with something under the water, and it's marked at several locations that you can now see. And once he's been round to the mall, he comes up to you and says, "Well, what are you doing here?"
Well, you see, I've been looking for an old forge of sorts that I believe to be in the swamp. A young student of mine informed me of it. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
He peers very closely at you before pulling sort of a very grimy looking, very old monocle out of the coat that he's wearing. Sort of sticks it in his eye and then regards you. He says, don't know about no forge, but I know where the ruins are, if that's where you're headed.
Yes, well, I was told that it was located on the road between two older settlements, Leaf Breeze and Mathier.
He nods and says, yes. You won't find much of the road these days, it's all underwater now, but I know the place.
Well, if you could point us in the right direction, that would be much appreciated.
He sort of regards the rest of your travelling companions, looks at each one of them, lingers on the dwarf and the dragonborn for quite some time, and sort of says, "Aye, yes, I can show you the way, but I wouldn't go today if I was you. I'd wait a while."
Well, what's the problem with today?
He reaches out to you and places a hand on your arm, and sort of like points out towards, like, over the water, and he says, "You see that?"
I turn and look.
You don't see anything.
I can't say that I do.
He says, "That's because you haven't lived in a swamp for 30 years. Those flowers, just poking up on the edge of the water, they've gone in. Means it's gonna rain tonight. Don't want to be out in the swamp when it rains, because the water comes up and fills your boots, fills your tent, floods your things. Bad night. Bad night to be out in the swamp." And he sort of like starts like limping back towards the bridge. And he sort of says, "I suppose you ought to come inside. Don't want to cause too much fuss, or I'll have the lizards down here again."
Well, that sounds lovely. And Lithari begins following him.
Yeah, you sort of wander out into the mucky water. It is not easy going through the mud and the muck. Like, you can see now why the guy had like the massive boots, because every step you take just like propels muddy water up your legs.
This is gonna be fun for me and Grim.
Yeah. He turns back and says, "What's wrong with her? A page of a bit of muddy water."
Holy shit, this guy.
Vondal's not, but he also wants to make sure he's not like, you know, like it's not too high. He'd rather it isn't like in his face. Like if it's not that deep, he's straight in because he doesn't care.
I mean, you guys are still like, you can still like ride on the horses, get off the horses, and then.
I guess
the horses have all our things, so we need to bring them over anyway.
Yeah.
So we might as well do that.
Well, if we don't need to bring him over. We could just like temporarily put it in the bag of holding and then just take it out on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
Zudar suggests that as he is considerably taller than the two of you, he could take you over on the horses, help you get down onto the bridge, then take the horses back to dry land and tie them up on the dry land.
Don't worry about it too much. I'll just swim if I have to.
Okay.
Wow.
Why?
Air.
I think
Look.
Vondal's just gonna go, well, since you've offered, I would happily accept.
Okay. Yeah. Eventually, you're all sort of like dropped off on the bridge. The old guy sort of like goes into the building on the left, and you can hear sort of like clanging and bashing and various other noises. And Zudar sort of like leads you on the horses, takes the horses back, ties up the horses, gives them some feed, and then comes back over.
Then our stuff's been brought over, and it isn't with the horses.
Anything you want to take off the horses is off the horses, yeah. So, yeah, you spend time sorting out to get whatever it is that you want to get.
Yeah.
And yeah, eventually once you're all inside, the sort of the old man is like sort of potting around, and he is he's brewing up something that it smells like tea. But whatever he is brewing it in, it smells really sweet.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and eventually, sort of like he signals you all to like there's a tiny table and like one chair, and he's just sort of like, oh, well, I'll have to just cop a squat, I'm afraid. Don't have much core for visitors round here, so not much furniture.
Lithari takes a seat.
That's fine.
Yeah, and he places in front of all of you a cup of a very, very, very thick black liquid that smells like tea, but very, very sweet.
I'll take a sip.
Yeah, just trying new things.
Yep.
Yeah.
It basically is very strong black tea that is made less strong by presumably some sort of honey or nectar or something. So it's a very potent tea made less potent by something very sugary.
Fair enough.
You can't imagine it does terribly good things to your teeth.
Wow.
This is quite nice. What kind of tea is it, may I ask?
He sort of he regards you through the monocle again and says, "Curious one, aren't you? I make it myself. There's a plant that grows around these parts. Basically, almost the same as your average tea plant, but it's very, very bitter. So I keep bees out the back."
Bees? Question mark.
Mix in the honey, and suddenly it's not so bad.
Well, it certainly is not. She takes another sip.
Yes. Good thing to drink when you're sopping wet after a hard day's slaving.
Yep.
Ah. He plonks himself down in a rocking chair in the corner, and seems to there's a pile of thin parchments that is sort of like by the side of his rocking chair, and he sort of picks up one, squints at it through the monocle, picks up a handful of papers, and then sort of like slots it underneath the papers as if that's the specific spot that it needs to be in right now, puts it back down again, and says, "So, motley bunch heading out into the forest looking for old ruins. Treasure hunters?" You suppose that was a question.
Well, yeah. I'm just thinking how. I think Vondal would
Well,
like to
just
say-
guides or protection, whatever you want to call it. We're kind of been stuck in the same place for a while, so we decided to help a man out.
Yes, you see, I am a craftswoman of sorts, so I have a particular interest in the smith's workshop in here.
He sort of nods and sort of says, so, a little day jaunt out into the swamp. I suppose you could do worse.
We certainly could.
Want to be careful, though. There's a lot of nasty beasties out there these days. Especially those damn lizards! He yells out of the window.
Lizard?
What do you mean by lizards?
He looks at you and says, "Ever hear of the lizard folk?"
Oh god, he's a lizard folk conspiracy theorist. Here we go.
You realize D&D and lizard men exist, right?
Do you want to roll me a nature check, Arya?
Yeah. Lizard men totally exist.
He's a
Why
fucking
not?
conspiracy theorist.
For fuck's sake.
Okay, so yeah, no, he you say, what do you mean about lizards? And he said, "You never hear about the lizard folk? Swamp's absolutely crawling with them. Usually they keep to themselves, but a couple of them got into my honey the other week. Have keep coming back since, keep catching them. That's why I gave you the old crossbow greeting."
With that explanation, it makes a lot more sense why we were greeted in such a fashion then.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Not usually quite so inhospitable.
Understandable. Do they tend to be hostile if you head into the swamp?
Lizards? Depends where you go. Want to keep away from their sacred grounds. They've got this crazy hat-wearing shaman who gibbers at you. He's an odd one. Seen him skulking around here a couple of days ago. As for the rest of the folk, mostly monsters looking for food, or you want to be careful of the Fae most of all. They're the tricksy ones.
There are fae around here?
Oh, yes.
Well, we are still technically in an elven forest.
Right, but it's still kind of unusual.
And here I thought we were done with the Fae for a while.
Nope.
Maybe we'll be done with the Fae once we finally head further south.
I mean, I am technically a fae creature, so you're never done with the fae.
As is V.
Okay, true. But they're chill.
Done with
and haven't tried to
exterior
fuck
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah. Try to scam us or otherwise take advantage of us.
Yeah.
Yet.
Well, if you were looking to get away from the Fae, you've come to the wrong place.
not looking to get away so much, just mayhaps looking forward to having the local inhabitants not try and trick you, so to speak. Something a bit simpler.
Oh yes, there's plenty of tricksy folk out there in the swamp, but there's also plenty of straightforward ones as well. I'll attack you on sight and try to eat you.
That we can deal with.
He sort of like looks at you and all of your like weapons and things and says, "Aye, I believe that."
Well, certainly glad that I brought some guides with me.
Yeah, wouldn't want to go wandering off into that swamp by myself. He used to live here with another fellow. He got it into his head that he wanted to go out and explore things, and I told him not to go. I said, we're supposed to be here keeping watch. But he wandered off. I never saw him come back. Damn shame.
Where did he go?
He sort of throws a wide shrug and sort of says, I don't know. He was here one day, told me he was going out, and never came back. Didn't really question it.
But you mentioned keeping watch. What are you watching for, specifically?
As you ask that, he pulls from the sheaf of papers, and basically like holds it out to you to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Take the sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. On it is a very intricate artwork of basically a very very long-faced drow elf, who's got sort of almost like a lopsided snarl that, from the way it's drawn, you expect is caused by some sort of like cheek-based like facial wound from a blade. And he says, "These are the folk."
I guess I'll say, like, sort of, fair enough. We'll certainly let you.
He sort of takes the piece of paper back and he says, most of them drow, couple of them criminals. You'll know 'em when you see 'em.
Well, that was certainly interesting. How long have you been out here? 30 years, you said?
A little more than that, but about that, yes.
Well, must be an interesting life.
Interesting, you say? I wouldn't call it that. Spend most of my time reading, or I did, until my eyesight went. Now, these days, I amuse myself, and with a very deft flick from almost nowhere, he produces a long knife. Almost at the speed that like some of you sort of like as practice reflex jump sort of like as if you're about to be attacked, and he seems to sort of like grin at this, and then with the other like he palm up reveals in the other hand. There's a very detailed patterned wooden box. And he sort of he holds out to which of you is closest?
Probably me.
Okay, he hands it to you, Lithari, and says, "Go ahead, try and open that."
Alright, I try.
Okay, you can't find where it's supposed to open.
It's a curious box. I can't quite seem to, and she kind of just like keeps turning it over.
Okay, give me an intelligence check.
Boy.
Okay,
Oh.
that's pretty good. Yeah, you actually, as you pass it over in your hands, you find that on one side there's like a tiny bit of the wood that like it almost looks like where the wood has been carved, but you actually realize that it slides ever so slightly. And the moment you slide it, the rest of the box seems to become loose, and the two halves pop off. And suddenly you are presented with two halves of a box.
Well, I opened it.
He regards you again with the same curiosity that he has before, and sort of says, curious and clever.
Well, I haven't lived my whole life without picking up a trick or two. Keen eye.
He sort of he nods and sort of says, tricksy little things, those boxes. Learned to make them from an old friend of mine. And he just seems to be lost in thought for a few moments.
Is it just kind of like two halves of like a wooden block, like it's empty?
Yeah, like you'd expect like it would probably hold like a ring or something, or like maybe like a small jewel. But it's like a puzzle box, but there's nothing inside it.
Oh. It's certainly fine craftsmanship, and I kind of hand the two pieces back to him.
Yeah. He snaps out of his remembering mode and says, "Oh yes, of course." Just takes them off you, puts them back together, and then squeezes them slightly, and you see them sort of like click back together. And he's like puts it back on the arm of the rocking chair. He says, "Well, don't know about you, but I could do with some eating. I'm afraid I don't have much to share, but if you've got your own food, you're welcome to eat it."
Rest assured, we have come prepared.
Yeah, and he walks over to the small fireplace where there is a little pot like over the fire. Grabs sort of like a scrap of rag that's lying around, grabs the top off, puts it down, scoops out some like brownish looking stew or broth or something, sniffs it and goes, still could use a little something more. Grabs a wooden bowl, slops it in, sort of like starts eating it. So yeah, you guys can consume a provision and sustain yourselves for the day.
Kind of halfway through the meal, Lithari will kind of wander over to him and just kind of ask him, "You wouldn't happen to have any sort of liquid refreshments of the alcoholic sort, would you?"
Wow.
Make me a persuasion check.
Oh lord, here we go.
He looks at you and sort of says, "I might do. Depends what you're offering."
How about I play you for it, and I kind of pull out a deck of cards.
Ooh, okay.
Oh my god, you're gonna swindle this old man out of his alcohol.
This old
I mean,
hermit.
they're both old people.
Yeah.
Two old people going at it at cards to try and win some alcohol.
He
Something I never expected to be seeing in this game.
he isn't sure whether to accept, but then like sort of a really wicked smile just sort of like breaks across his face and says, "You're on." This is, I guess this is a skill challenge, which you can just, I guess you can just roll your, I guess this is wisdom.
Okay, and I have proficiency.
Yeah, you have proficiency, so you roll it with your proficiency, and he's just going to roll straight wisdom. Okay, you win the first round. Round 2.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you play the second round, and he starts to he's really quite clearly building a winning hand, and you're just you're not sure whether you're gonna win until right at the end, and you're just like, okay, now I think I've got him, and then you play and you beat him by the narrowest margin, and he seems upset that you beat him by such a narrow margin, but then he's just like, alright, I'll share my drink with you, but one more round, I gotta win my honor back.
Alright.
Oh, okay, that's a 19.
Oh boy.
No!
Holy shit. That's a bit
Okay,
better than 19.
you let him win a hand or two, and then just slam down a full house, and he's just like, now I need a drink. Come with me to the woodshed. And he wanders out the back. And he leads you around to a small woodshed, which, as you enter, it is immediately obviously a woodshed, but inside the woodshed is a small barrel that looks like, honestly, he made it himself, and it has the strange glossy coating that you suspect is it's probably sealed with beeswax. And he sort of, there's a stopper stuck into it, and he sort of says, "Hold this," and just gives you a large sort of wide-mouthed funnel.
Okay.
And he says, "Hold that under the bung," and then holds a mug underneath it, pulls it out, and then this torrent of clear liquid just pours out of it.
Oh,
And
boy.
you can smell this, and it is the strongest moonshine that you've ever smelled.
Moonshine, motherfuckers.
Yes.
Homemade alcohol.
Boy.
And he pours 2 decent-sized mugs of this, puts the cork back in, hands it to you, licks the drops out of the funnel, and then just he makes a face that he's already fairly wrinkled. He's not quite as old as you, but he's still fairly old. But his face shrinks up just from licking these drops, and he's like, "Cheers." And you drink. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
No.
This is gonna end well.
Okay. Well, that's not enough to fail horrifically, but it's still not a success. So, yeah, after drinking this mug, you are rather wasted. Yeah, you are effectively poisoned for at least 8 hours.
Right.
Oh,
Alright.
God.
Congratulations, you're drunk.
Yes.
Good.
So, to the rest of you, Lithari and the strange old swamp hermit go out of the back, are gone for about maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then they come back, and both of them are very unsteady on their feet.
I think actually, honestly, as soon as they're gone, Vondal just sort of sighs and just does a we certainly have agreed to escort a rather talkative one.
She's alright. I think she's interesting.
No, they'll be fine.
I won't deny you that.
Especially after the whole crossbow bolt business.
Yeah. I think we
Fair enough.
misjudged this woman a little bit.
Should make things a bit more interesting, though. Rather that than be constantly worrying over her safety.
Well, honestly, like, all these questions are more, and these answers are making me more wary of her.
How so?
Well, like, we were kind of working under the assumption that she wouldn't be well, or she might be a little incapable. And she's a little mysterious, so I'm not quite sure yet as to what to think.
I mean, I'd rather she be capable, even if she doesn't seem that way, than the other way around.
Yes, but it also means that, like, it's of greater concern what her actual intentions are at the forge. But we'll see.
Just because you're not telling the full truth doesn't mean you're hiding something bad.
Nope. But it's always best to be prepared.
Fair.
And I think when Lithari kind of comes back in, she's just kind of like, she just kind of stumbles in, and she's just like, you know, I was stuck in that cave for 200 years, 200 years just making swords, and you know, I was just sick of it. You know, I had to get out, and well, and here I am.
The Swamp Poet sort of like he chuckles to himself and he says, I was the same. 40 years I was a damn bookkeeper for that ingrateful bastard. Oh, no wonder I moved to a bloody swamp.
Okay, yeah, Vondal's having a bit of a chuckle at this. This is quite funny.
You and me, we're more alike than different, I think.
Oh god.
Wow.
Yeah, he sort of he like pats you on the back and then sort of just keeps patting you on the back because it just completely just no sense of how long he's doing it for, and then he's just like, oh, I need to go to sleep.
Yeah, me too. That was quite the drink.
He just like chuckles to himself like, it is.
Yeah, Lithari's kind of like laughing along like that.
Okay. He goes and sits on a bunk in the corner, and then sort of like remembers that the rest of you are here, and they're like, oh right, you can sleep on the floor, or there's a cabin over the way.
I've slept on worse floors.
Yeah, we'll manage, I think.
So you're all gonna sleep on the same floor.
Yep. I guess we'll just get our bedrolls out.
Yep. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so you guys take a long rest. Yes, so as you guys are taking a long rest, Arya, can you make me a perception check with both yourself and with Lyra? But Lyra can have advantage.
Well, thank God for that.
Oh,
Lyra
right, yeah,
can have
that's bad. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
So, in the early hours of the morning, as you are still sort of recuperating, Lyra sort of nozzles you in the back, Arya. like almost like to get your attention to something, and then just scampers out of the door as if like you should follow her.
I follow her.
Okay. You follow her outside, and as you follow her outside and take a look around, you notice on the far bank, in like from the direction that you guys came from earlier that day, you can see a number of creatures carrying torches. And I guess with that, I will shift you guys to this map.
Oh boy.
Battle time.
Oh shit.
That's a pretty cool map.
It is a fancy map.
That's a fancy map.
You can thank my sister who bought me Ilwinter's floor plan generator for Christmas.
Huzzah!
Sister.
Special thanks to Robert Leyland's sister.
Oh, nice.
Alright, okay. So I should probably arrange these so that they're like actually in the way that they should be.
Thank you for indulging his and our nerdiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
That's okay. She really cannot talk about being a nerd.
Wow.
Damn.
She is a massive Star Wars nerd.
Good.
So. Okay, so what you see. I don't know how the best way to do this is. I guess I'll just put them next to them for now until it becomes relevant. Oops. Essentially, what you see on the opposite bank are a number of lizard men.
Oh!
Hmm.
No, they're
shit.
real!
A number of lizard men carrying torches, two of whom appear to have very rudimentary harnesses strapped to two massive constrictor snakes.
Oh, good.
All right.
And smack bang in the middle of them is a peculiar hat-wearing lizard who holds a stick.
Oh no.
Why is he wearing a hat?
Right.
We all know firsthand the power a stick can have.
Yes.
We know someone who wields a stick, and they are mighty.
Yes.
Why is he
They
sticking
wield a
up?
stick containing bees.
Bee?
That wasn't
Yep,
even the
no
stick I was
evil.
referring
Fuck
to,
you
Oh.
up.
but that works too.
Yeah, those bees will.
Bees.
So, shall we begin with everybody rolling initiative, I guess?
Huzzah!
Uh,
First initiative
so-
roll.
ah,
Prepare Arya for my terrible initiative roll.
yes. First things first, when you roll initiative, you have to click your token, otherwise it does not count.
Sorry. Yep. Token.
Mine just.
Because
didn't
then it
roll.
auto adds you to the order.
My top tier shit initiative.
Top tier shit initiative. The Vondal promise.
The Vondal
Yeah, that
promise.
wasn't-
We guarantee you'll never be top of the initiative order. That's the Vondal Ironfist guarantee.
To be fair, you've had worse.
You have had significantly worse.
I
Like
have.
zero worse.
Yeah, I've had zero
Yeah.
before. I remember the zeros.
But-
Good times.
Despite that, you seemingly might be last anyway.
Yeah, just let me adjust some HP values.
If
really
anything,
quickly.
me going last is a good thing. It means I can heal you guys. I
True.
can do my. Makes it easier to do my job.
Oh, I should just roll for everyone else as well, because
Nothing worse than healing you guys than immediately having the bad guys turn and just chipping it all away again.
they'll always have a turn between you and the.
I know, but I'd rather they moved and then I move, and then like for their turn they have health.
Okay, so yeah, you are confronted by a number of lizard folk. Oh, I need another token for a thing.
It's come to my attention that these guys are all on the other side of this, like, swamp.
Yes.
I know.
Well, it means they're gonna have to wade through, which is probably gonna take them quite a while, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but I
Well,
wanna
you'd
get
think
over
that
there.
creatures that are adapted to a swamp might be able to move quickly through a swamp.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm sure. No, I'm sure they'll get bogged down. It's fine.
Minnie is lagging a little bit, I think.
Oh, I
Minnie,
said
are you
like,
dead?
wow. No, I'm here. I'm live.
Okay.
I just said like we forgot to ask about the things in the water.
No, we
The-
did.
Things in the
Too
water?
late.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
things
like
that
the
he was
flags.
fussing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope they're mine. They're all getting blown up.
Either that. Let's hope. That's
Well,
actually that'd probably be a bad.
he
thing, 'cause
didn't.
he's
He
probably
didn't go
would've-
back out and rearm them, so.
Yeah, I don't think they're going off.
Well, on the right side, that means they won't be going off for us. So.
Yes.
So yeah, by the looks of things, unsurprisingly, it's going to be Arya going
Yeah,
first.
Mario.
Yep, surprising no one. You're not Mario. Don't you lie to me.
How do you know?
Don't get my hopes up like that.
So what are you gonna do?
Have they noticed me?
Give me a stealth check.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, like as you sort of like you've wandered out and you're sort of like looking around, sort of like still sort of like fairly bleary-eyed from rest. They're like holding up torches, and you see one of them like point at you. So yes, they have noticed you.
Okay, well, then there's no reason to be stealthy. I guess I get out my bow.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shoot this guy. Big lizard.
Okay. The giant constrictor snake. Sure, yeah. So you can you
Wow.
grab your things, take a shot.
Wow.
Well, you do have
Come
advantage
on.
because remember you are a ranger. You always have advantage on the first turn
Oh,
of get things that act before you. So
Hey.
that is a hit.
And then I'm going to call out to the others. Wake up, we're being attacked.
Okay. Everybody give me perception checks. Lithari, give me one with disadvantage.
Because you're drunk.
Because you are drunk.
Nope.
Oh,
I don't see shit.
We're all fools.
Okay.
All blind.
Or
I'm doing
deaf.
this all alone then.
Deaf, I think. It's okay, Arya.
Everyone is unconscious still. So
Shit.
Claris, no turn. Lyra.
Well, Lyra, upon seeing that no one has come to her master's aid, is going to run inside and start barking. Real
Okay.
loud.
Bork, 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 bork,
Bork, bork,
bork,
bork,
bork.
bork.
Bork, bork,
Bork,
bork.
bork, bork.
Bork.
Okay.
Bork.
Okay. I'll say you can rouse them for next round for sure.
Oh, good.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, you can. I'll say because you've used the whole of Lyra's action to do that. You can for sure wake them, and we'll go back to Kelariis.
Oh shit. Okay.
So generous.
Oh, so generous. Right. How the fuck am I getting over there?
Yeah, you also have not got your armor on. You need to like grab your gear.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have time for armor. It's sword and shield. Here we go.
Yeah. Reach for the
Yes.
sword.
Reach for the sword. Reach for the shield. God, can we get like? Can I go straight this way, or is that just like unwalkable?
Yeah, sorry, I should probably point this out. Where you see this grey stuff, this is basically about 5 foot elevation.
Okay.
So it's not super high, but
No,
it
it's
does
not.
count as difficult terrain. Oh,
Okay.
this by the way also is it's not very well coloured. It's not actually part of the cliff face. It's just rubble at the bottom of the cliff face.
Okay,
So-
so I can get to like there. Nope, there. In one turn unless I dash.
Well, the door is like there, right in front of
Oh,
you.
that is the door.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry,
I thought
my
Arya
bad.
was at the door. My bad.
The window.
Yeah,
You know that thing. Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. Let's see. Down here for now. I can't
Okay.
read anything, and I'm so mad. I guess
Okay.
I'm gonna just start wading across.
Yeah, that
Was
that
it
will
half?
that will yeah, it'll be half movement.
Why?
Okay, so you
Just here.
wade out into the water.
This
Oh
is not gonna
God,
go badly
why?
at all.
Yes,
With
it
no
is.
armor on. No,
Okay.
it's fine.
Fuck's sake. We
Lithari.
don't have the magic shield.
It's fine.
Okay, so
Fuck's sake.
let's see how far. Is it difficult terrain to move through?
Through allies, no.
No. Okay.
No, I don't count it for allies. Because I find it ridiculous the idea that allies would like be in your blocking your path unless they like physically block your path in a tiny corridor. They will move out of your way to assist you.
Especially considering like it's a 5-foot square. You're not like
Yeah.
You're not a 5-foot cube.
Yes.
How do you
We
know?
are not 5 feet wide.
So yeah, I think Lithari's gonna go
Uh,
out the hill.
As you wake up, make me another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Killer hand.
Yeah. Okay. So
Nice.
you are rid of the hangover effect.
Okay. And then I just want to take a running jump as far as I can towards Kelariis.
Sure. Make me. I think that's athletics.
Okay.
Because it's. Oh, we can use our handy resource now. Where's the handy resource?
Wait, what? What are you looking for?
Long jump.
Oh, long jump.
Where am
You
I
move a number of
from?
feet up to your strength score. If you move at least 10 foot on foot immediately before jump.
Yeah. How's moved at least 10 feet? So
You can't
what
move
is-
further
what
than
is your
your
strength
15
for?
movement.
12.
okay. So that would be. So you move to there, 15, 20. What's your movement?
45.
45. So yeah, you can move like down to there and then another 5 feet, and that will be all of your one turn of your movement. So
Okay.
so you can be right next to Kelariis if you want. Cool. So the rest of you watch as Lithari just like dashes out. What? Presumably you picked up your sword.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
sword and my longbow.
Okay. You have your sword and your longbow. Lithari like springs to her feet with agility unexpected of an elderly woman. Runs out, literally jumps off the balcony into the water and lands almost next to Kelariis.
Well, shit.
And then do you draw your sword?
Yes, I
Okay.
draw my sword.
Do you want to describe what your sword looks like?
Okay, oh boy, here we go. Okay.
Sword time.
That's promising.
So it's a sword that kind of probably the first thing that you notice when she draws it is that the blade is like fairly thin and long, but it's made out entirely out of this kind of like very dark, almost black metal. But other than that, the actual like hilt, there's no kind of crossbar. It's just kind of like a little bit of like a little. God, I don't know how to describe it, but there's just kind of like a little bit separating the blade from the actual handle, but there's no actual crossbar. And then out of the bottom of the hilt in the pommel, there's a series of kind of dark gray, but still slightly transparent crystals kind of poking out.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, to illustrate sort of like the crossguard part that is important. The reason a crossguard exists on a sword is to if you lock blades with somebody, that they don't just like slide down the blade and like cut you in the hand. So this sword is quite clearly designed for somebody who relies on their agility more than their weapons for defense.
it's if you want like to look at a picture of kind of what I'm picturing, it's a little bit. It's very much like Sokka's meteorite sword from Avatar.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, you draw your sword. You still have your action?
Yes, I think.
So yeah, Wood Elf monks, 45 feet of just regular movement.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know that
Honestly.
feel.
I think I'm just going to hold my action. If any of them get close enough, I'll attack them.
Okay. And that is immediately what they are going to do. As the giant serpent, along with Ryder, although Ryder doesn't get to go just yet, will roll up to you and to Kelariis. So make your attack against the serpent.
Okay. And that's
Oh,
only
yeah.
2, right? 2 attacks.
No, you don't. I don't. Do you get multi-attack with?
I believe so. I have extra attack written down, I think.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Yours comes from extra attack. Yes, it's. I was thinking of flurry of blows. No, yeah, you get 2 attacks. Yep, those are both hits.
Oh, wait, do I just click on
Click the name underneath it, and it will give you the damage. What is the 8 it's rolling?
I think that's the crits. No, it's not.
No, it's not a crit.
It's 1d10 plus 5.
Let me double check your
Oh wait, can you dual wield your weapon? Or like not dual wield, 2 hand.
Oh yeah, that's what it
It's
is.
the
Yeah, it's
versatility
the versatility dice. Yes.
Yeah, although I have to warn, it's not adding the additional
Yeah.
modifiers you have there.
I,
Oh
I'm,
wait, the modif.
It's only adding the dex.
I
and
am
it's also-
wielding it one-handed though, so
Yeah, so it's the
Oh,
first
yeah.
dice.
Because you're a duelist.
Okay, cool.
That's a lot of damage.
It is. So with 2 expertly practiced strokes, you lay into this snake as it runs up, as it slithers up to you. And yeah, you deal 2 fairly savage blows to its hide that that immediately open up into large wounds. And yeah, with that, the one that's attacking Lithari is going to attempt to bite you. Oh, that should be whispered, but never mind. But that does not hit you, I believe. A 9.
yeah. Can I use my reaction to riposte?
Yes, that's just a Battlemaster
Yeah.
feature, isn't it?
A
Yeah.
riposte.
So yeah, go ahead.
Riposte.
That is a hit.
Wait,
and I
don't you
can
need to be
add-
hit in order to repo?
No, it's whenever an enemy misses you with a melee attack.
Oh,
And I can add the die to the damage. Okay.
Yes.
Oh shit! I clicked that twice.
Yeah, we'll just take the first one. So that's 13.
Wait,
that's
so-
fine. But
oh wait, it's a D8. I messed that up.
Well, yeah, we'll just take it as it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you land another cutting blow on this snake, like basically like across the jaw. It seems in a pretty bad way. And the second one is going to attempt to constrict Kelariis.
Shit.
It does not succeed. You dart out of the way as it attempts to grapple you. Grim.
well, I'm gonna need my darts and my weapons and stuff. Can I grab all of it?
Where are they stored?
I guess like just my usual gear. And my stuff. I just have to put it on the side. my weapon?
Yeah, it's not in the bag of holding, is what I mean.
No.
No,
Bag of
okay.
holding is only like my extra weapons.
Okay, so yeah, you can. I'll say you can grab like a handful of darts and your weapon.
Okay.
Will mean you have to leave the shield behind, but
Oof. I feel. No,
if you
I'll
take
grab
an
the- I
action,
know-
you can grab everything.
I'll take an action to grab everything.
Okay, you
'cause
grab
I
everything.
really need all of my gear for what I'm
Okay.
thinking.
You suit up as quickly as you can, sans armor.
Yeah, and I'll walk, run out here, and I'll yell at you guys. Guys, get out of the water. Don't give them their favorite terrain.
Okay.
Or at least I assume like they live here. So
Are you doing anything with that, or is that just a?
it's more like it's just I'm just trying. I'm just shouting a warning.
Yeah. Okay. That's just your free action of talking. Cool. Not a maneuver.
And then I'll try and see or analyze the enemy as much as I can.
Oh, with your thingamajiggy.
Oh no! Wait, no, that takes 10 minutes or something. So,
Oh yeah, it's like a minute. Yeah.
yeah.
so-
I was more thinking of like if I could notice if I knew anything about them, like weakness or strength.
Give me a nature check.
or nature, just general knowledge. That was the one I was looking for. Nature. No.
You're definitely correct about the favored terrain. They will not be slowed by the swamp. As for weaknesses, you have no idea. One useless tidbit of information you do know, though, is they speak Draconic.
Oh.
Oh, fun.
How helpful.
Uh,
I think it's a bit late for talking.
is that the end of your turn?
That is all I do.
Cool.
At least I use my action already.
So, the lizard mans are going to advance. Oops. Not quite there. There. 6. And the well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them are going to make thrown javelin attacks. 1 against Grim. 23, that hits.
Yep.
7 piercing as a javelin flies past and like gashes you across the arm. The one on riding the serpent that Lithari was attacking will attack Lithari. That's an 11. That's a miss. 2 against Kelariis because you're closest. Oh, that's a 24 and a 16.
Yeah, both.
Okay. That one is a crit. So 8 damage as a javelin sinks into your exposed sort of like soft skin. And another 4 piercing as another one just sort of like glances off your shoulder. Vondal.
Kazay. Shield and hammer.
Okay.
Only 2 things I need.
Shring.
Just gonna move to there.
Yeah.
And first.
Your
things
holy
first-
symbol is on your shield, isn't it? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I always have to remember this.
Yeah. First of all, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Kelariis
Okay.
for that
Thanks.
+2 AC.
Swing.
Because that's a bonus action, I can also do Sacred Flame.
Yep.
So I think I want to. Having a look around, you'd probably see the wounded constrictor snake. In front
Yes,
of Lithari,
the one
and
that
Sacred
Lithari is.
Flame that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Give me
gonna
a
Sacred
sacred
Flame
flame. Sacred flame.
Sacred flame.
It does not succeed. A beam of dazzling light pierces from the heavens, and it looks like directly up into this shimmering ray that basically burns and blisters the creature, and it falls, dismounting its rider. Its rider makes athletics check, and fails miserably and falls prone in the water.
And I guess he
someone
probably
delete
back up.
that.
I guess he probably back up what Grim's saying and just says, "We'll cover you from here. Get back."
Can you let me do the thing, thank you? No, not that one. This one. It is prone. Okay, so runs to the edge of the bank, and oh, is it smart enough to do that? That's the question. It is, apparently. Okay. The lizardfolk shaman puts its hands together and begins to cast a spell.
Well, rip.
It's V. We need V.
We miss V.
I missed you.
I'd just like to point out, Helena called this.
Yeah. Well, at least we're kind of spread out-ish.
No, I have
Not
I
really.
have an idea of what I think it might be doing, and I think it's the same thing I was thinking of doing next time.
I don't think it is.
Okay, maybe not then.
20-foot cube.
Oh no, it's not.
20-foot cube. Oh, jeez.
That's quite big.
Okay. So, I need every creature in the area to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I'm good at those.
You get a +2 as well.
Yeah, for being next to the paladin.
Kelariis gives you holy buff.
I'm glad that somebody succeeded.
Okay. Lithari, you take 14 bludgeoning damage. Kelariis, you take 28.
Oh boy.
As basically
Guys, that's
a
horrible.
massive column of mud and stones erupts out of the water, temporarily parting the waves and coming crashing down around you. It makes the area difficult terrain, which it was already for you, but it will count for the lizard men. Yes. It creates a massive column of erupting earth. And it marks off one of its spell slots. Arya.
Okay, well, now that I've seen this motherfucker cast a spell, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay. Aim.
Oh,
Boom!
Yes, Arya.
Double crit!
Oh boy.
Nice. Okay.
No.
There's a
So-
tiefling girl on the end of my arrow!
Oh no!
That's not a perception check.
Wow, in jokes.
Good joke.
Yeah, sorry, oh yeah.
So yeah, the shaman is sort of dancing around, and you square up this arrow, and you time it perfectly. That as he's finishing the spell, he takes the arrow just buries itself in his breastbone, and he's like ah, and he takes 12 piercing damage.
Nice.
I've
And
noticed
yeah.
mysteriously missing.
Who?
The old man.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a token for him. He is lying in the bed. Yeah, you know what? For the sake of this encounter, I'm just gonna say he's passed out.
Alright, he's unconscious.
He had too much moonshine.
Completely
Yeah.
unconscious.
Right, he's definitely not a combat character worthy of being in this thing. It's fine. Is that everything?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah, I just want to point out, by the way, because you're a ranger, you're not slowed by the swampy terrain.
Yeah, I didn't think I would be.
Yeah.
Not that it matters.
Kelariis.
Okay, I have a really quick question before I decide what I'm gonna do, and that's gonna be a weird one. Do I understand how well water conducts electricity?
Are you going to do your breath weapon? Because if so, it doesn't conduct electricity because it's a magic.
Okay, fair.
It's for the same reason that fireball works underwater. It's magic fire. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Fireball works with water. It's fine.
That is a fair point.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do something really dumb.
Fireball works underwater without displacing water.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something really dumb because I don't like the look of a spellcaster messing with us.
Okay.
I'm going to Misty Step behind that shaman here.
Oh, God.
Okay.
This
It's
isn't
fine.
fun,
Look, I'm
though.
out of the water. To be fair,
that's-
you said get out of the swamp.
Well,
In my defense.
I feel
and I'm
like
going
the
to-
difficult terrain already kind of made that impossible. But
It's fine.
I mean, no, it didn't, because it was already difficult terrain anyway. It's just now difficult terrain for them. If anything, the difficult
I'm
terrain
gonna-
made it easier.
I'm gonna swing my sword, hopefully.
Okay.
That fucking
Hope-
column of earth you
hopefully
made
good.
it easier.
Yep,
in all
that's a hit.
honesty.
Okay. We'll swing that.
Okay.
And I want to swing again.
Fat
That's
barrage.
really
Before you do that,
Oh,
Barrage.
just kidding.
you're teleporting behind him, catches him totally unawares, and you lop his head from his body with one swing.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
oh, you're so ready for another swing.
I was really ready for another swing.
But
Claire
you
was ready to
you
take
still
the second swing.
you still have your movement, and you can.
I do.
Squishy
But,
shaman.
I mean, then I probably would have just walked over to this guy and been like, "Hey," but I think I
Okay,
just...
yeah, you swing at him and you miss.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you're not within 30 feet.
Like, you shouldn't have warned him with hay.
Okay.
Uh,
Lyra, you're done balking.
Okay, great.
Heck.
Hmm. Wow, she can't really do a lot, can she? Guess she'll go there.
Okay. Jumps down. Do you want to just ready an action then, or
Yeah, if anything gets too close to her, she's gonna bite it.
cool? Lithari, you watch as the Dragonborn, with like a flash of light, the Dragonborn next to you disappears, appears across on the other side, and promptly cleaves the head from the lizard folk shaman.
I called it. It was impressive.
Yeah. You have no idea how she did that, but she did that.
Okay. Well, in that case, it's time for me to flex my muscles. I'm gonna move here and attack the one who's prone.
Okay.
So I have advantage then.
Yes.
This is not how you fall back.
Okay, that's 25.
I don't think they
Okay.
like you, Grim.
no.
I'm gonna attack
Cool.
again.
Yep. That is a hit, just about.
Oh shit.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you stab repeatedly into the lizard man who's on the ground. Like a couple of bubbles come up out of the water. Then there are no more bubbles. You think you got him?
Okay,
There you go.
Fair.
and then I
Yep.
want a flurry of blows on the other lizard man in front of me.
Okay. So Lithari sort of like stabs twice into this downed lizard man, and then turns around and just like starts like punching and jabbing with the free hand. That does not hit. That does not hit either because that shouldn't have advantage.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry. Alright. So... Yeah, okay, I'm gonna action surge and...
Okay.
Fuck no. Fuck.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
that's
oh well.
miss. And a hit. Okay, yeah, deals 13 damage. So, Lithari, like, goes for these 2 punches. The lizard man brings up his shield. Oh yeah, I should point out, yeah, these lizard men have all got javelins, shields, and large bladed clubs.
Fun.
So yeah, you watch as Lithari like takes two punches as lizard man. He brings up his shield, and then with like almost like a phenomenal spurt of energy, you see Lithari like lay 2 more swings in with the sword. The first one knocking the shield aside, and the second one scoring a large wound across the lizard man. For an old woman, like, she's got a lot of energy and she can move goddamn fast.
Thanks.
Like,
Oh, also, does the agile parry trigger on the martial arts attacks, or is it just?
what is the description of it?
It says if you make an unarmed strike as part of the attack action on your turn.
Part of the attack action, no, because Flurry of Blows is not part of the attack action.
All right.
Because I think Flurry of Blows costs you a bonus action, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
wasn't
it's
sure
a,
if
yeah,
it
it's a
was,
class
like,
feature.
Spend a bonus action to tack it onto the end, or if it's like separate.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure action surge is a bonus action too,
Oh, is it?
isn't it?
Is it?
Or is
if-
it just?
If I remember correctly, this is the one that everybody gets. It's either this one or Second Wind that everyone gets wrong. That it doesn't cost an action. Bonus action. No, yeah, no, it doesn't cost a bonus action
And-
because it doesn't give a bonus action, but it doesn't cost one.
Okay. Action surge doesn't give you. It doesn't cost anything. Just
Yeah.
second wind it does.
Yeah. Because I remember, because I read a thing the other day that is the way you remember Action Surge is Action Surge doesn't cost a bonus action, but it doesn't give one. Okay, so Snake.
Snake. Snake.
Hey,
Snake.
Snacky.
Snacky.
He's gonna. I guess he's gonna try and constrict you again to make it easier for the guys to hit you. 14 doesn't hit you. Nope. It tries to slither around you. You just like hop out of it. That's all it can do, Grim.
It's gonna take me at least 3 turns to get to the nearest enemy.
But this is why you have war darts.
Yes,
That is
that
true.
is true. But they're also all outside of my effective range.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna be making it with disadvantage.
So,
I mean, you could jump down into the water and start throwing.
True.
Because if you do you could do a standing long jump.
I guess that could work.
Because then you wouldn't be impeded by difficult terrain for that movement.
Oh yeah, because like standing long jump, you can just do the same, but you only jump half this.
You only jump half your strength score. So what is your strength score?
Like 12, 14. Let me check. 14, I think.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
would
14.
you'd jump down like to there, but it would only use 10 feet of movement instead of 20.
That would help. Okay, so
Okay, so Grim like leaps down into the water, sploosh.
and I'll.
You are like up to your armpits in
Oh, Grim.
in mucky water.
Oh,
Gosh darn it.
how am I even gonna throw the dart in this? But oh well. I'll get one step closer because this
Okay.
means I actually might get a turn.
Yeah.
And then I'll throw.
Okay.
I
Throw your
will
war dart.
throw it at the large snake actually.
Okay.
Uh,
So Grim jumps down into the water, like starts like wading through the water, turns to the snake and throws one of his heavy war darts. That's a hit.
Okay. I'll use. I'll also use my menacing attack.
Okay. Spend one superiority die. You do 2 extra damage. And it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
It succeeds.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Well, at least I got the 2 bonus damage.
Yes. Okay, so lizard folk move in.
Oh wait, I get 1 more attack.
Oh, you get 1 more attack. Yes.
Yes. I think it misses.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so lizard men move in. Gonna dice for that one. Okay. Yeah, it's smart enough to turn around. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 great club attacks and 1 javelin attack. Oh, that's the shaman, not the warrior. One javelin attack against Lithari. That's a hit with a 23. Lithari, 4 piercing damage as a javelin comes down,
Can I
gashing
deflect
across you.
missiles
Oh, yes, you can.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
This is insane.
Monks are cool.
Yeah, that's enough to reduce it to 0, so you catch it.
Can I spend a key point to throw it?
Yep.
Throw it back.
You turn it around.
Can I throw it? Can I choose who to throw it at, or?
It tells you in the description.
Yeah, I can't remember. The description should tell you.
I think it just says throw it. I don't. I think. Oh, I think it might specify throw it back.
No, it just says you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack. With the
Yep.
weapon.
So
Oh.
make a ranged attack with it. Yeah, range 20 foot. With a piece of ammunition, and you're proficient in it, so yeah, it's just a throwing. So yeah, Dex plus Prof plus yeah, Dex plus Prof.
All right, I want to throw it at this guy here.
Okay. And it is a 1d6 damage dice. That does not hit. Oh, no, it does hit. It does hit by 1. Okay. So you snatch this javelin out of the air and then chuck it at the guy. I realise actually you should have made that a disadvantage, but we'll forget that for now because you're in close combat. Yeah, okay, so it strikes him in the side and he goes.
Beautiful.
Yeah?
Love it.
He's a lizard man, it's the noises he makes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, doesn't he make draconic noises?
No. He
no.
he speaks draconic, but he sounds like a lizard.
Yeah. Dragons are not lizards.
He's a
No,
lizard folk,
they're
guys.
not.
That's
It's
discriminatory.
racist to
Grim.
suggest otherwise.
Yeah,
Vondal.
God.
Look, it was
God.
purely.
Oh wait, hold on.
Grim.
I forgot to do the other attacks.
Can't believe you're a racist.
One,
Grim.
Wow.
two,
I can't believe
3,
like you based all of me
4,
asking.
1,
You
2,
spoke the same
3,
language.
4. Okay. So,
Well, line out now.
Grim, an 18 hits you, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so you take... you take 8 bludgeoning as a heavy club like brings down and like breaks through your guard. And the lizard man takes the opportunity to follow up by biting you in the shoulder. So you take 8 bludgeoning and 5 piercing.
Can I parry the? No, never mind. I won't parry. Never mind. Okay. 8 and 5.
Yes, you do not get your reduction because you're not wearing armor.
Yes.
Lithari. A 14 does not hit you, but a 19 does.
Yeah.
So he brings his club down. You step aside, but he again tries to go in for a bite and hits you for 3 piercing. Kelariis. An 8 does not hit you, but a 21 does. A 10 does not hit you, and neither does a 6.
Cool.
So you take 6 bludgeoning as a club crushes through your defenses and he hits you. There's a trick shaman. Oh no, it was Vondal's turn.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Analysis of the situation. I think it's got to be a guiding bolt on this rude motherfucker.
Okay. You summon the radiant energy in your hammer.
Oh, nice.
Boom! Streaks across with a bright light.
Hole.
Deal some damage. Okay.
I dealt some damage.
Nice damage.
You blast him in the back of the head, sending him reeling forward, almost on top of Kelariis. But he is glowing with a radiant energy, and any attacks against him have advantage. Arya.
Arya. Gonna shoot the big lizard. Or the snake. Whatever the fuck.
Snake.
Big one.
That's a hit. Cool. You embed an arrow into its thick hide.
I like to imagine that when the snake dies, the rider does just go, snake! Snake!
Snake!
But in Draconic.
God, we're such nerds.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope.
I will remind you at this point, remember you do have spells, you do have things like
but-
Hunter's Mark, Zephyr Strike.
I feel like these guys are squishy though.
Yeah, but Hunter's Mark you could just use one spell slot and just infinitely...
Yeah, because once you've done a Hinton's
Yeah,
mark and the
true.
person dies, you can instantly transfer it for free.
Well, I guess let's go ahead and do it then.
Okay. Cool. Who are you doing it on?
Big guy.
Big Snake.
Big boy.
Snake
Boy.
is...
It's one lizard.
well, retroactively I'll let you say that you did it before, so you can roll the d6 for the
Alright.
additional damage. Oh, nice. Extra 6 damage.
Nice.
Cool. Kelariis.
I'm gonna take a page out of Arya's book and also Hunter's Mark in front of me.
Okay.
Just everybody.
People remembering that they have spell
Advantage on that
slots.
guy.
It's remembering,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Also,
Already
have
got
advantage
advantage
on
on
it.
that guy.
Cool. That's great. Let's see.
Hit it very hard.
Oh yeah, so you're better off attacking him first because you already have advantage from the Hunter's Mark.
Hunt?
Oh no.
Guiding bolt
Hunter's
gives you
Mark doesn't give
advantage.
Yeah.
advantage.
No, my mistake.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Have advantage. Because I hit him.
So sure,
Whoops.
And even if she
Rather
kills
cool.
him,
Yeah, you cut him down after Vondal's bolt hit him.
Well, I'll turn to the one next to me and hit that one too,
Cool.
maybe.
Yeah. You transfer your Hunter's Mark over, presumably.
Yes. Yeah. Damn it.
Cool. That's a solid blow.
go.
Yeah, you cut a deep gash into. Oops. Typed in a bit too much there. You cut a deep gash into the other lizard man. He just cannot bring his hide shield up in time. Lyra.
Bork.
Bork
Bork.
indeed.
Bork.
Okay.
Take down the snake.
Take it down.
Okay.
Nice.
Hit it very hard.
Bork. Bork.
I need to remember if bite can affect creatures that are large.
I think it can.
Because I can't remember if it's
I think large.
She
think
probably
it's-
can't take. She probably can't grapple it.
Yeah, I think it's the same size class or smaller.
no, usually it's up to one larger
Yeah.
Is it?
maximum.
Yeah. I thought
yeah.
it was large, was
The
largest.
bite doesn't actually specify, but we'll say it goes with the same rules as grappling, so it's up to one size class larger, which it is.
But they have advantage on the save.
But it does have advantage on the saving throw, so it's going to roll to save. It doesn't need advantage, it passes. But it does take 10 piercing damage. Lithari.
To be fair, if he had forced a giant constrictor snake's prone, I would have been very impressed.
Yeah, I want to hit the guy in front of me with a sword.
Okay. You have that ability. That is not successful.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I could go again.
Yep, that is successful.
Oh, not rolling very well, are you?
Cool. Yeah, you bring him down.
Okay, then as a bonus action, I want to look over to Kelariis.
Okay.
I could just kind of shout at her. Oh, well, you certainly seem to be holding your own, and I want to try and rally her. It's like, you got this.
Okay. Yeah. What do you roll for that? It's just a superiority dice, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just the superiority dice.
Superiority plus charisma.
Oh, well, then it's just the superiority.
No,
What does Rally do?
Gives you temporary hit points.
Oh,
Or temporary.
awesome. Thank you.
Seeing as we have temporary hit points, let me edit your token very briefly. Where is temporary hit points in this list? Whoops. HP temp, there we go. Okay. And, oops, advanced. Bar 2. That hasn't worked for some reason.
I was like, nothing's changing.
Great. I love the tokens. They're so good.
Oh, it's because it's not out of anything. That's why it's not showing. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, basically your blue circle now tracks your temp hit points.
Gotcha.
Yeah, of course, a bar doesn't show if it's not out of anything, so... Lithari, is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Snake.
Snarky.
He's going to give up on trying to grapple you, and he's just going to bite you. That's a crit. Okay, you take 19 piercing damage as this giant snake just chomps down on you.
Ouchies.
Oh no.
Grim.
Well, I am gonna switch over to my Morning Star.
Okay.
And
Yeah, you didn't have anything in your hand, so you just draw it.
Oh, I accidentally closed my character sheet. There we go. Yeah, Morning Star. Nope.
Nope.
Star.
So cool.
I was gonna say, does Vondal want to?
Yeah, fuck it. There you go. I'll give you a +10 on that one.
Okay. So you can do both.
Fair.
You hit with
Two
both
hits.
attacks.
I hope I roll a decent note. Minimum damage. Come on. Just
Slightly less
above
than minimum damage.
God.
Okay.
To be fair, you are
You're
up
not
to your
damaged, dude.
armpits in
Yeah.
shitty swamp water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You land 2 solid strikes and knock the wind out of the lizard man in front of you. He doesn't.
Not
seem-
a DPS class.
Like every time I swing, like my arm just hits the water, so it just loses all power.
Yeah.
Quagrim Daemaris is not a DPS class.
He is going to try and club you back. 14 and a 15.
Let's see. I think no, that they both hit.
Okay.
Like they're just above my AC.
So
Grim is
you take 7 bludgeoning damage as he hits you twice with the club.
Yep.
Kelariis, he's going to try and do the same to you. 14 and a 9.
Nope.
Neither of those.
Thanks for that shield of faith.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
Okay, the lizard man successfully dismounts from his ride, and he's going to try and melee Lithari.
For another javelin.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but he just saw you catch and throw one of his javelins. I don't think he's
That's
stupid
true.
enough to try that again.
He misses you.
Hooray!
That was a noise.
That was a noise.
I think Ferrous is experiencing the frustrations of trying to hit a monk.
No, he just rolled a 9 and a 10, which doesn't even hit any of you.
Yeah,
Can I
I know,
repose
it's,
that?
Yeah,
a stunning riposte.
that's a hit.
There we go.
One away from a crit.
Okay, yeah. You slash him across the face.
And I can add a d8 to that.
Oh, fuck.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, so, more impressively, he comes at you with the club, you turn the club aside, he comes at you with the like, spikes on the edge of his hide shield, and you clip the shield off him with the sword, and then come back with the riposte, and you cut him across the face, and just, like, from, you sever the jaw, so, like, the jaw, like, comes loose. And yeah, he sort of just, like, he hits the water, and yeah, you expect within a few moments he will bleed to death.
Oh boy.
Vondal.
How battered does the snake look?
It's pretty beat up. It's a massive snake, so it's still pretty strong, but it's got a lot of wounds in it.
Okay. I think I'll just go on the safe side. Mass healing word
Okay.
on the 3 companions in the water,
Okay.
Yes.
just to play it on the safe side.
Healing.
Healing. Have 6 HP.
You're healed.
It's no mass cure wounds, but it'll do.
There's still something.
It's mass healing word. It's not awful.
It is. No, it's not awful. Because I got all of you quite
Yeah.
comfortably without having to move. If it was mass healing word, I'd have had to move 10 feet to get Kelariis. Or cure wounds even.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, you restore. That's your action.
Let me check actually. Bonus action.
Bonus
In that
action.
Case,
Nice.
Sacred Flame the snake again. The other snake.
Sacred flame.
Sacred Flame. It's 1 more damage than the last one.
Oh.
Dexterity saving throw. It does not succeed. It takes
Huzzah!
9 radiant damage.
Constrictor snakes aren't very dexterous, apparently.
Well, they're not. It's not awful, but it's just not rolling very well.
That's fine by
Summon
us.
instead. Arya.
About time Sacred Flame pulled its weight.
This is the part where you and Lyra like tag team this thing to death.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And here we go, boys.
Boom,
Wow, that
boom.
No.
Oh,
Pack
right.
tactics?
Hunter's. It's not pack tactics. I'm not near enough.
Oh yeah. You have to be within 5 feet, don't you? Yeah.
So that sucks.
Yeah, that does not hit, unfortunately.
Doesn't
but-
Blair have a thing where if you hit?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's.
Yeah, within
Yeah.
5 feet, you have to be in melee.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's what I was
She
confused
does get-
about.
I thought that was something else.
Wait,
She does get an attack.
She does get an attack, yes.
Like, don't you get like a thing for your like, as in your hunter class that does it with your pet, or? Well,
It's
No,
called pack
this is the thing she
tactics.
gets now, where it gets to attack whenever she attacks.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah,
Lyra
Lyra expends
gets
reaction to attack. That's initiative.
That is
Okay.
initiative.
I'm an idiot.
She does get pack tactics because there is an ally within thing.
Yeah.
So that's 10. Yeah, Lyra tears into the snake.
Nice.
Kelariis.
Alrighty, let's hit this lizard man next to me.
Yep.
Take a good swing,
That's a hit.
please.
That's...
Oh, and I have
Yep, cool. You slice him in twain.
cool. And I guess I will go over here and start attempting to hit the
Yep.
snake. Can I transfer Hunter's Mark? Like, can we both have the same creature Hunter's Marked?
I don't see why not.
Okay, cool.
But
I just don't want to like. I just don't want to like cancel Arya's one because I feel pretty bad.
No, you can only have one Hunter's Mark, but there's no reason that it can't be both on the same creature.
Okay, cool.
You're just coming up and stealing the kill, no biggie.
That's fine. I will take a swing. Or roll 20 will lag.
Yep, that's a hit. Cool. Yeah, you come up behind the snake and just like chop into its hide, and it like writhes and collapses. I think that's you done. Oh, you've got a little bit of movement left if you wanna.
I mean, I guess I'll start moving towards Grim.
Yeah.
Over the dead bodies of lizard people.
Yep.
I think I can move.
Well, you're sort of like wading past them.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Lyra.
Rah.
Walk, walk.
Aww.
What are you attacking?
That's a good question.
Yeah, you should have moved first.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
gonna
go.
Especially
There you go.
inch over here, and
Okay.
that roll down.
Cool.
20
Nice.
damage.
Lyra drags the lizard man down into the water and tears it apart.
Yes,
Classic
Lyra.
Lyra.
Yeah, cool. And with that, we are out of initiative.
Well, at least we found the lizardman he was talking about.
Sure, there might be
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely one that was the fancy hat lizard man that he was talking about.
Yeah. He's not going to be bothering anymore.
Well, that's the question. Like, if they have like a tribe, it might get worse.
Quite potentially.
Eh.
And it didn't look like these guys were here simply to talk.
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear a muffled like kerfuffle from inside, and the man, like the wood elf hermit, runs out and like desperately trying to swing his crossbow, like, where are they? Where are they?
Dead in the
Oh my
swamp.
God.
Oh. Well, I guess I owe you some thanks then.
'Tis no worries. What is no problem?
I guess it's the least we can do for your troubles.
Sort of like looks down to the swamp and sort of like sees you.
Like shouldered, yeah, fucking shouldered.
She's just, like, just
Well,
about
I-
spoken out.
Don't have anything I can thank you with, but might be able to see if I can do something about those wounds. You want to come inside?
Almost certainly a good idea.
Sure.
Get out of the swamp. That's not going to be good for injuries.
Yeah, he rummages around inside his thing, and everyone who is injured can restore. Oh wow, that's high rolls. Oh no, yeah, 2 more. Uh, 13 hit points.
Yeah.
Quite good.
Nice.
Yeah, you can restore 13 hit points as he provides you with a foul-smelling brown ointment to smear on your wounds. That you are immediately uncertain about doing so, and kind of wish you had V there to tell you what was in it. But it definitely stings like bloody hell when you put it on, so you presume it has some sort of antiseptic effect.
Did we get a full like sleep, or were we interrupted?
You had a full sleep, yes.
Okay, good.
Unfortunately, all of that combat you just did was after the sleep, so you've still lost all of the spell slots and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gathered. It's not the spell slots I was worried about. It was just the like.
Yeah.
Well, the fact of having to go back to bed.
Yeah. Well, the sun is sort of coming up now.
Yeah. Does it look like
Uh,
it'll be a drier day?
Oh, I just realised something.
Hmm?
Zudar was asleep in the other room for the entire of this fight.
Okay.
Oh my
Sudar,
god.
no.
It's fine.
Look, Sudor
Alright.
can have his rest.
It's because I forgot to drag him into this scene.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know whether you were going to bring him or not. Oh well.
But,
Well, I kind of assumed he's like always going to be around.
unless he doesn't want to be.
True.
But,
Here he is.
is the weather looking a bit nicer for the day?
Oh yes, yeah, because it rained overnight. Yes.
Yeah.
So give me a nature check.
It's gonna go well.
If only had feet to check the weather. What's her
Yeah.
magics?
Druidcraft. Yep.
You don't know. The
No.
sky looks overcast, but it's been like that for the entirety of autumn, so you have no idea.
Yeah.
Well,
Sugar emoji.
perhaps we should ask the resident expert.
Or the person in your party who's like literally lives outdoors.
Ah,
Mm.
Do you want to roll, Arya, or?
Oh, right. Sorry.
oh,
Yeah.
You're the ranger.
My nature is not that great.
Oh, that's enough. Yeah, you suspect the day is going to be fairly clear.
yeah. My nature is even better than yours.
Yeah, my nature sucks. I don't know why.
You don't have proficiency and you've got 0 intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
0 intelligence modifier.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
But,
I think while people are checking the weather, Kelariis kind of goes over to Lithari and just says, well, don't take this the wrong way, but you certainly did much better in a fight than I was expecting you to.
Yeah, I could say the same for you. I knew that was going to be impressive, but wow, I fought plenty of Dragonborn in my time, and that was something else.
Well, I've got a bit extra up my sleeve, I guess you could say, and I've worked hard. But catching javelins out of the air isn't something I've seen very often. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen that, now that I think about it.
You've seen Arya catch an arrow before, but that
Oh,
was with
right.
magic gloves.
Yes.
no magic gloves here.
Magic
And
gloves
javelin's
here.
much bigger than an arrow.
Yes, well, I suppose we both have a little bit of our sleeves then. Huh?
That's fair. How many hit points are you still missing?
18
18? Okay.
or 17.
17? Okay. I will give you back 15 of those. Just kind of like shoulder, I guess.
Well, are we
Hand
taking
on shoulder.
Yeah,
are we
you.
taking a short rest? Because
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, you
Well,
you guys could take a
Oh,
short
that's
rest.
true. We could just take a short
and
rest.
we do need to put
Yeah.
armor on anyway.
I think Lithari kind of just like,
That
well,
is fair.
it did take quite a bit out of me. I would appreciate a sit down.
Well, 3 of us at least have to gear up if we're going to head out into dangerous territory anyway.
Yup.
After a short while, sort of like Zudar joins you guys, and he's sort of like, seems like we had some guests whilst I was out.
God, Zudar.
Yeah, well, don't worry about Sudar. We dealt with it.
Cleaned house. We took care of it.
Yeah.
Zudar's pretty squishy anyway, so.
He is. He's not a man of action.
Look, he makes Fee look tough.
Wow.
Wow.
Actually, I don't know. I think he actually has more hit points than V.
19?
V doesn't
Yes.
have a lot.
He has 19 hit points.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh,
I don't
no,
think V's
no.
got 19
Yeah.
hit points. I think
Well,
V's got a bit more than that.
V has
Like 35.
34, so it's not
Yeah.
too far off. Considering he's level 2.
Yeah, he will overtake her very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. He'll
'Cause
never
he-
overtake her due to the way. The
Oh yeah,
level
yeah. He'll
is.
never overtake her because of how scaling works. But
Yeah.
At level 20, he'll be like level 4 or 5.
he'll be level 5, yeah,
Wow.
Level 5.
because they scale at one quarter of your level.
Wow. Poor guy.
He's not built to be a hero. Not everyone in this world is built to be a
No.
hero.
No, that's fair.
But he is quite knowledgeable and useful.
He's quite knowledgeable.
Mm.
And he can channel the power of his ancestors when needed. On that note, actually, he takes you aside for a moment, Grim, and says, I've been thinking about the road ahead.
Yes.
And I think perhaps it might be best if I were to remain here. I do not think you'll get very far with the horses.
That's very true.
And I feel like I would only slow you down. As much as I'm interested to know what you find out, I'm not sure it is the safest place for me to go.
Well, I won't force you to do anything you don't want to do. I'll be sure to take note of the location if we discover anything, and just general findings.
Yeah, he says, I would like to stay here and record perhaps some of what this gentleman, and he sort of indicates the old man who's like wandering around, what he has experienced in his lifetime. I feel he may have an equally interesting story to tell.
Well, I hope you learn many things,
You know,
including his name.
Yep.
We're great at this, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't feel like telling you, so.
I swear to God, we might as well be furbolgs for the amount of time we actually bother about names.
Names don't matter.
Look, we're like military intelligence. It's classified. We don't need to
Everything's
know.
classified.
Yeah.
Names are on a need-to-know basis.
Could you imagine if
And
every
you
time
don't
we were
need
asked a
to
question,
know.
we just went classified?
Oh.
Well, would you like to introduce us at classified? Oh, well, what do you do at classified?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as you get ready to go out into the swamp, you take a short rest. You may spend some hit dice.
How do I do that on this? Do I just click the hit dice thing?
Yes, that you should literally be able to just click your hit dice and it should roll it for you. With you, it'll ask you what class, I think.
Yeah.
I'll just do the usual. I'll just use my single second one.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Here we go with armor.
Oh, does second wind recharge was on a?
You recharge it on a short rest, so you can just use it
Okay,
before you take
yeah.
a short rest.
I'll use that as well.
Like if you know you're gonna rest, you might as well.
Mm-hmm. Saves your hit dice. God, that was not a high roll for your second wind.
Oh, that was the-
No. I rolled a 3, but it's good enough. I'm back
Yeah.
to full.
Yeah.
He's back to full, he's got all his cooldowns back, he's fine.
I forget. Can we use more than one hit dice in a
Yes.
short rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't remember. It's been a really long
I
time.
can never remember either. I have to have a note that reminds me.
Isn't it like up to half your hit dice?
No, it's as many hit dice as you want.
Yeah.
The half your hit dice is how many you
Okay.
regain on a long rest.
Okay.
I didn't take any damage in that fight. Well,
No.
Oh, me
That's-
You just sat in the back and
Ideal.
shot things
that's
like
the
you're
back
supposed
fire
to.
arrows.
To be
I
fair, that's
also decided to
ideal.
go back and shot things.
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty ideal fight, really. We had the front line in the front line, we had the back line in the back.
Yeah. Not the other way around,
Oh.
like it ends up.
Yeah, like it always ends up. You could be
Well,
getting gang rushed by everyone.
I didn't even really make it to the front line. It's like,
Grim was like
Oh.
in the middle.
But that's what he's
He was
supposed to
on-
do because he's a battle master. He controls the battlefield. But yes,
and
as you guys take a short rest, I'm going to take a pause for the recording and then we'll come back in.